all our panelists and moderator to come on the dais. So first I'll invite Sri Khalid Anwar, IAS Commissioner, West Bengal, GST. Sir, please. CA Sandeep Chatterjee, ex-CFO, DIC Industries Limited. Advocate J.K. Mittal, Supreme Court of India. CA Justin Christopher from Bangalore. Advocate Bharat Rai Chandani, Supreme Court of India. And today's session moderator, CA Pulaksa, Partner, PwC. Thank you to all panelists and so someone has very correctly told that learning never exhausts mind, and I think this sentence is purely applicable today. So since 10 a.m. we all are in learning mode, and I came in the morning and I thought when I'll come for this 3 to 5 panel discussion, I'll get only starting 2-3 lines. But my apprehension goes wrong, and this all because of our ACAI study circle organizer. So a big round of applause for them. So the last panel discussion we have full house. So I'll take this session ahead, and now let me introduce first Sri Khalid Anwar sir. Mr. Khalid Anwar, IAS is Commissioner Commercial Tax West Bengal and holds charge of Director Treasuries and Accounts and Directorate of Revenue Intelligence and Enforcement. Prior to this, he also held the post of Commissioner of Excise West Bengal. He is member of GST Law Committee, IT Grievances Redressal Committee and GST Fitment Committee. He is member of the GST team which has awarded the PM Award for Excellence in Public Administration. Sir is very notable speaker in GST forum whose contribution in easing out different issues relating to businesses has been highly appreciated by trade and industry. So this is a formal introduction, but let me add 2 words more. So he is encyclopedia of GST as well. Apart from that, you speak to any person in West Bengal who is anywhere attached to GST, so somehow he will take the name of sir. So sir, we are very much thankful to you for your gracious presence in our discussion, and you have always given your consent if you are available in Kolkata for our seminar. Now I request our member Abhishek Agarwal, please come and present Uttario and Momente to sir. Abhishek Agarwal, Abhishek Tibrewal, please join us. Our next panelist, Sri Sandeep Chatterjee. Sandeep Chatterjee is Chartered Accountant, started his career with Lovelock and Lewis and joined DIC India Limited in 1988. So he became Chief Financial Officer in 2006, reporting to the Board of Directors. He has retired recently and is currently working as business advisor to DIC. During his tenure over 3 decades at DIC, he was responsible for finance and accounts, direct and indirect taxes, insurance and business. He was part of the team implementing Oracle system and then migrating to SAP platform in the company. Sir was also awarded as one of the most influential CFO by Chartered Institute of Management Accountants in 2016. So thank you very much for joining us today, and I request our Executive Committee member C. Ankit Lohalka to please present Uttario and Memento to sir. Now it's time to introduce moderator of the session, CA Pulaksa. CA Pulaksa, Chartered Accountant, Cost Accountant by qualification, is a partner in Price Waterhouse and Company LLP, having more than 32 years experience in various indirect taxes including excise, service tax, custom, VAT and GST. He is former president of the Association of Corporate Advisors and Executives, Kolkata. Presently, he is the mentor of the Physical and Taxation Committee of Bengal Chamber of Commerce and Industry and also co-opted member in the Finance Taxation Subcommittee of CII Eastern Region. He is a permanent resource person of the ICAI New Delhi and faculty for GST certificate course conducted by the ICAI New Delhi. He is a regular speaker on GST and various professional forums all over India. Sir, thank you very much for your time, and now I request C.A. Bharat Bhaji to please present Uttariya and Memento to our moderator.
Thank you for being with us, sir.
And with this, stage is ready, and again I'll take the name of C.A. Jatin Christopher sir, who all the way came from Bangalore, so he is also one of our panelists. Advocate Bharat Rai Chandani, जिनके भी बहुत ही एग्रेसिव वे में हम लोग बहुत यूनिक पॉइंट्स को समझ रहे थे, सीख रहे थे, एंड आई थिंक रेस्ट विल टेक इन आवर क्वेश्चन आंसर, एंड एडवोकेट J.K. मित्तल सर. And now with this, I will hand over the proceedings to our moderator, C.A. Pulak Saha, and with this, we will initiate this panel discussion. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much, Neeraj. It's a jam-packed hall. It is very nice to see that after lunch, so much of people, and we have the galaxy of the panelists, the best panelists available so far in India. So we have drawn out some questions, and these questions are basically given for the views of our esteemed panelists. Most of the questions are based on the practical aspect, what the industry stakeholders are actually on a day-by-day basis facing with the implementation of the GST. So we have sorted out a couple of questions for each of our speakers, each of our panelists. I don't know whether the time frame permits us to ask all the questions. Anyway, let us start the beginning. My first question to Jatin Christopher. The question relating to Jatin, the question relating to compliance. The question is the automation in GST compliance through e-invoicing, auto-population of GSTR 1 and 2B, those figures going to result in less notices to the reconciliation in the future? The question is that what is your opinion about that complete automation of the GST, because we know that everything we have e-invoicing, auto-population of the credit, GSTR 1 and 2B, that my supplier is uploading and it is flowing to my 2B and automatically then I'm getting the credit, etc. So do you think that it will ease out the reconciliation piece? Because, why this question? Because what we have observed today, most of the cases across the country, the notices being issued by the department mainly relating to non-reconciliation. Mainly. If you get 100 notices, you will be finding that out of 100 notices, maybe 2 or 3 notices is a pure legal issue. Rest of the issues are in relation to reconciliation. So my question to you that in this regard, that automation will ease out this reconciliation so that we can avoid.
automation is required and whether it will ease taxpayers' concerns about reconciliation, data-related notices, where I think the case is very well made out in the last 6 years, particularly in GST. And as we go along, automation is going to see new heights. The kinds of issues we should be engaged with should be legal and not data related. I mean, we'd rather have a good problem to deal with than a bad one. Reconciliation, there's possibly a generation of accountants here who have never seen manual books of accounts. And there's no looking back, and there's no one even talking about manual books of accounts. And the kind of automation we did started maybe 25 years ago, today is considered dinosaurs. We have such new things coming up. There's no question about the merits of automation in compliance. We'll be dealing with good questions rather than data-related questions, and that's going to bring a lot of value to taxpayers in the form of their data which comes in sanitized, does not have to be reconciled once again before it's being reported.
Good. So, my question, it's audible? Yeah. Now, my question to Mr. Khalid Anwar. Sir, one thing is that the question is, how far has the government been able to achieve its objectives through the special drive to identify fake registration?
Good afternoon, everyone. Before I answer that question Mr. Saha raised, I would like to talk on some topics which Mr. Bharat raised. I fail to understand why people always believe that the other side, the officers who are sitting there, don't know anything and they are doing something which is against the law and not at all. Why? What makes you believe all this? I don't understand. First thing, I had a debate with Mr. Mittal also earlier on this very topic. You come and tell me where in Bengal you have found it. In my jurisdiction, have you found a single case of such mishandling by my officers? If you have, come to me. I will address it. See, the problem is what this. The problem is you have to understand how to handle it. There are people who are doing something which is not correct as per the law and which is not good for the country. Now, we all have to come together and see to it how to combat it. When you speak, Mr. Bharat, I would just request you one thing. Please put a caveat first, that when you are talking about, you are not talking about something, we are talking about only the genuine transaction. I agree. Whenever you are talking about, but when it is flowing from you, it comes as if the department is after each and every one. That is never the case. And I tell you, if you find a case in my jurisdiction, anybody going beyond his jurisdiction is doing anything which is not correct, which you find it to be improper, please come and tell me. I'll be the first person to take action. Nothing doing. Reasons to believe, wherever it is in the section, it has to be recorded, and I make it a point that it is there. You're talking about mobile phones. Tell me, I have a specific information that there is a person who carries on business. He doesn't keep any books of accounts. Everything is in his mobile phone, in his laptop. What do you do? What do you do? You tell me what to do. You have to see to it the genuinity of that person. I am against anybody, any officer of mine taking any action which is not as per law and going and troubling the genuine businessman. I'm against it. Yesterday also a person came to me. He was raided by DRI. I told him, कि भाई तुमको करना क्या है यार, उसका बिजनेस बंद कर देना है. ये ऑब्जेक्टिव है. ठीक है, मान लिया गलती किया है, चोरी किया है, चलो मान लिया, इवेट किया है. Ask him to pay. If he doesn't pay, you issue EIRC 07. He has the right to appeal. That is the forum. But that doesn't mean I should do something by which I close down his business. That is not correct. Because he told me that he's been doing business for 70 years. Yesterday only I thrashed my officers that how can you do this? come to me, I'll see to it that those things doesn't happen. लेकिन मैं बता रहा हूँ, I tell you about why. What do? Do I stop it? Don't I see this? Section 67(2), what does it talk about? There are documents saying good. Okay. What you are talking about is something on which the duty may not have been paid. Let us decide, that will be decided by the court. But in this particular instance, you tell me what do I do? Don't I see this laptop? Don't I see this mobile phone? I have a specific information, and that made me the belief that yes, I need to go and visit him. I should not be visiting anybody's residence. I agree, fully agree. मैं सम्मान issue नहीं करता. There is a strict instruction from my side, don't issue सम्मान. Until and unless you are forced to. I am issuing notices to Neeraj doesn't come. Assume. Now what do I do? How do I bring it? I have to act within the statute. I am a creature of the statute. I am bound by the statute. I have to act according to it, and also have to see to it. I am not asking. Wherever due tax is payable, it has to be paid. Somebody is playing drugs and breaks with the system. You cannot stand with that person. And that should be our belief, that all of us should come together on this particular issue. अरे तू ये है नहीं उसका. He is the originator of the racketeering business. कहाँ से टैग किया उसने? उससे आ गया किसी के पास. Do you allow him the credit? Nothing is there in his two way. He is the originator. What do I do? I have gone to many places. Let me tell you, there are people, how the people are playing. I'll be answering your question also, Mr. Shah. There are people now who are applying this particular PAN. Say a PAN I have, I will make multiple registration applications. एक भी auto हो जाए, auto approved हो जाए एक. We have a list of all those PANs. Wherever in the country something wrong against that PAN has been found. Something wrong against a particular email has been found. Against the IP addresses that we have. All those things today through the BI tools we are getting. I'll tell you, in my jurisdiction, I make it a point. Dekho bhai, you tell me again one example. People coming from some other states, say Gujarat, Maharashtra, trying to do a proprietorship business in Bengal. Simultaneously, he is applying for registration in Bihar, in Odisha, in Haryana, in Rajasthan. One single proprietor. यार इतनी जगह बिजनेस कर रहा है, क्या है भाई? कैसे हो रहा है? आपको नहीं लगेगा something is wrong? Don't you think there is something wrong? You should not investigate. I say, come on, before granting registration, all checkings are not done. Please, registration has been granted doesn't mean that the department has done all the necessary verification. There is ease of doing business. We have to also look into it, and that is something which is very global. If you want to be at the top of ease of doing business, you have to give certain relaxations. That is what we have done. Wherever we are finding something fishy, we go for physical verification, otherwise we don't do. Auto approval. It is generally, it is approved. But at times, when verification becomes necessary, we are finding cases where the landlord is saying where a signature is in. Notary public signature has been forged. Neeraj's name is there in the consumer number of CAC that has been forged, and in his place my name has been embossed. Now there are multiple ways by these fraudsters are doing now. Now you will say about Aadhaar authentication. Yes, now there is Aadhaar authentication. I'll tell you. Say Mr. Bharat Ramchandani. If the word PAN is in his name is Mr. Bharat Ramchandani, and somebody in Aadhaar, I find the name Bharat. When the system will check Aadhaar authentication, Bharat's name comes up, the system will say it match. But it may be Bharat Arora. That is called fuzzy logic. Something is there. Direct matching may not be taking place. So there are some things. People are playing with it. Now it gets approved. PAN में फोटो लेडी का है, आधार में फोटो लड़के का. आप बताओ ना. These are the things I'm asking. These are I'm telling you. These are my practical experiences that I'm telling you. What do you do? Abhi physical verification, the drive is going on. In my state, I have only found whatever out of the total cases, around just more than 40% I have found to be non-existent. That means they never said, make a video recording of that particular place where he was to do his business. Check where he is. कहीं पे कुछ नहीं. Landlord, make a video recording. Landlord said, मैंने दिया ही नहीं. कब दिया किसको? दिया ही नहीं. अब क्या करना है उसका? क्या करना है? क्या करें? बचा कर रखें? नहीं, आप बताओ ना क्या करना है? आपको कैंसिल कर दिया तो गलत कर दिया. छोड़ दो. छोड़ दो. Will it be in the interest of the nation? What are we talking about? We have to be careful. I agree. 100% I agree. Genuine dealers, genuine businessmen should not be harassed. And in this entire exercise that has been carried out, give me anybody of you, anybody from your side, just tell me if you have found any case from my officer's side who has gone and harassed any of your tax. Please come and report me. है कोई? एक भी केस बता दो. Don't give me theoretical discussion. Don't go give me all this. Practical. Tell me where is the problem. I'll solve it. Out of total 7 lakh registrations that we are having, I have issued adjudication notices in respect of 17, 18 only for 13,000 taxpayers. बहुत कर दिया. बहुत कर दिया. What is the number? Mismatch between 3D and 1. I am asking, please go and explain. I have told my officers, don't raise a demand. Ask for explanation. Let them explain. ठीक है, चूहे में नहीं है, कोई बात नहीं, छोड़ दो. Ask him to get it from his supplier side a declaration he has paid the tax. छोड़ दो. Yeah, I was even against the charter certificate. I was not in favor of that certificate, but in the circular that came out, the certificate was there. I was not in favor of that. But some states insisted. I said okay. But in my state, I never insisted for that. I'm trying to help all of you. But yes, you should also come forward and try and help me in removing this menace. How to do it? We need to work together. Don't try to defend any such person who is doing mischief, who is playing with the system. How the country will grow? Where from the taxes are going to come? If we go give clean chit to everyone. Whenever you say something, please put it, again I reiterate, genuine businesses need not be harassed. If there is a case of harassment, please come and tell me. I'll see to it that that doesn't happen. But that doesn't mean that when you are speaking or you are saying something, it should be in such a way to speak or in such a general manner that it comes out as if all the officers, whatever activities they do, whatever work they are doing, they are all illegal, they know nothing. No. अरे अच्छे उधर भी हैं, अच्छे इधर भी हैं, बुरे उधर भी हैं, बुरे इधर भी हैं. ऐसा नहीं है. सोसाइटी तो सब हम ही लोगों को लेकर बना है. आप मिलाओ हाथ हमसे, चलो निकालते हैं ऐसे लोगों को, निकालकर बाहर करते हैं. It will help the business, it will help the country, it will help everyone. चलो, thank you, Mr. Sir.
No.
Sir,
Okay.
no, just answer, sir. I'll just give one word answer. I added this caveat initially itself that if there are people like them, they should be dealt with an iron rod. You can check the recording. You can, sir, please check that recording. I made this statement. Number one. Number two, if you have officers like sir, then there is no problem. Then there is no problem. It was not directed against officers. I told you. What did I tell you about CBIC? What did I tell you about CBIC? I know so many of them, the most brilliant of the mind who do this work and then come out with these clarifications. These are my words, you can see that. I never made any general statement. According to me also, you should not protect anybody, right? I am not on right, I am not wrong. Who is against the law? Anybody falling on the wrong side of the law should be punished. Whether the taxpayer or is the officer. Law should be the same for everybody.
And one thing I'd like to tell you, please remember, the person who is doing something wrong, he is the best person who knows what he has done.
Absolutely.
आप पूछो यहाँ पर जितने मेरे पास चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स कितने आते रहते हैं, पहली बात मैं जो पूछता हूँ, तुम्हारा केस जेन्युइन है? आई बिलीव यू. मिस्टर साहा, डोंट आई, आप बोलो, बोलता नहीं. आपकी केस जेन्युइन है तो मुझे बोलो, बिकॉज आई बिलीव यू. The next, because if you tell me something which is wrong and I find it later afterwards, then what will happen? My respect for you will be gone.
True.
The first thing I ask, the
So my next question, thank you, sir, thank you for the way you actually, and I believe that people like us, those who are in Calcutta dealing with GST, and earlier it was VAT and etc., I have no hesitation to say that the way he assists us, it is, I also work in across the country, various parts of the EA. I have never come across this proactiveness. And also he asked that the right question, that do you believe that your case is genuine? If I believe that my case is genuine, then only I go. There are a lot of people come to me, so if I am not convinced, I never go to him. That is also correct. So as a professional, you must be convinced that what you are carrying before the department, that are you believing that you have a strong case and there is nothing to ye. Yes, there are arguments. I remember one of the cases, I had a long argument with him. Finally, he agreed with me. I remember one such case. So the thing is that we must, as a professional, we must also behave in a right direction. That is what is the message he wanted to give us. So my next question to Mr. Mittal, with passing each day, we are seeing more stringent provisions of availability of ITC. Now the reconciliation status of the supplier is also to be determined under section 38, that is communication of details of inward supplies and input tax credit. How far would this have a legal standing?
Input tax credit, I believe, is the most litigation prone area. Department has put, the condition in section 16 already, what we had seen earlier. And in addition to that, there are many rules, and now the reconciliation, etc., many things have been made. I think the problem which I think Ali Anwarji has pointed out, there are some bad element in the society. Because of that, the very stringent law has been made. I do not favor that. Like take the example of GST, which has already been explained. I put it in different way. One rape happened in Delhi long back. And after that, the law was made stringent. Are we able to stop rape? Answer is no. In fact, rape has increased many-fold. Therefore, on the one hand, the government is putting the ease of doing business. On the other hand, we don't have. If you ask any departmental officer, and my answer is not restricted to the Kolkata or the West Bengal jurisdiction only, even within that, also the central tax officer is also there. It is the pan-India base. If we see, most of the officers ask the same very documents which are there already with them in the portal. Like you have started e-invoicing. But the department officer will not hesitate to ask you to bring the invoice from 1st July 2017 to till date. That is the this is not an aberration. Secondly, he will put every onus on you. He says, no, उसने पे नहीं किया है आपका GST. My understanding, the case which I am dealing with, उसका statement ही bogus होता है. He has to put, he has to make some investigation, before doing it, and he has to give the list of that. He make a journal statement. I can give you 100% of my cases before the public forum. आपको देखने से ही लगेगा एक भी genuine नहीं है officers का communications. बिकॉज हमारे पास जो क्लाइंट आते हैं वो एक्चुअल स्मगलर आते ही नहीं है, क्योंकि हम ऐसे एडवाइजर नहीं हैं. एंड आई कैन वाउच फॉर भरत आल्सो. इसीलिए हमारी जो डीलिंग है उन्हीं जेन्युइन टैक्स पेयर से है जो एक्चुअल में सफरर है. मैं एक उल्टा क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ. मैंने एक आर्टिकल लगाई सर कोविड से पहले मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस में कि जितने लोगों को आपने 5 साल में, उसमें GST भी आ गया, एक्साइज सर्विस टैक्स आ गया, अरेस्ट किया है, और कितने लोगों की आपने एक्चुअल में कंप्लेंट फाइल की है कोर्ट में. आज भी मेरे पास वो फाइल रखी हुई है, और उसके अंदर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ फाइनेंस ने ये कहा हमारे पास कोई इस बात का डाटा ही नहीं. मैं अपनी आई एम वाउचिंग इट जितने भी लोग अरेस्ट होते हैं सेंट्रल जीएसटी के अंदर, अनवर साहब ने तो सही बताया था लास्ट टाइम भी जब मैं आया, तो हमारे जुडिक्शन में कोई अरेस्ट नहीं हुआ, तो दैट मीन स्टेट जुडिक्शन ने नहीं किया। 95% केसेस में अपनी कंप्लेंट ही फाइल नहीं होता है कोर्ट में, और वो आदमी जिस दिन मरेगा उस दिन वो बेल पे ही रहता है, उसका बेल कभी खत्म नहीं होगा, क्योंकि केस अगर फाइल होगा तो या तो प्रूव होगा या फिर डिसअप्रूव होगा, कुछ तो होगा उस केस का। तो ये जो आपने आईटीसी की प्रॉब्लम बताई है, स्ट्रिंजेंट लॉ है, जितना भी लॉ को हम स्ट्रिंजेंट बनाते हैं उसमें देयर आर टू प्रॉब्लम्स विल कम, द it will breed the corruptions and it will also instigate the people to be corrupt using the corrupt practices। अभी हम एक सीनियर सीजन प्रोफेशनल्स जो पहले कभी मिनिस्ट्री में मिनिस्टर भी रहे, उन्होंने बताया, और बल्कि एक जज ने भी बताया अभी रिसेंटली, आई वाज शेयरिंग दैट विद हिम, कि 98.5% टैक्स होता था इंडिया में, इनकम टैक्स, और आज हम 30% पे आ गए। जेन्युइनली गवर्नमेंट विल से कि जैसे भी टैक्स रेट कम होता है, टैक्स पेइंग कैपेसिटी बढ़ती है, लोगों का टैक्स इवेजन कम होता है। तो जितना स्ट्रिंजेंट लॉ है, अगर आप किसी को कहेंगे तो वो प्रूव ही नहीं कर पाएगा आईटीसी को, उसने पे नहीं किया तो आप उसका केस बनाएं, मैंने तो उसको पे कर दिया, मेरा क्रेडिट क्यों वापस लेते हैं मैंने, क्योंकि फंडा ये है कि जब आप कहते हैं, मैंने मॉर्निंग में एक एग्जाम्पल दिया सर, 2003 में एक रूल बनाया सर्विस टैक्स क्रेडिट रूल्स में, और वो चेंज किया मिस्टर मिश्रा ने उस टाइम। मैंने कहा आपने खुद ही रूल में लिखा हुआ है, आई हैव पेड द टैक्स टू हिम बट ही हैज नॉट डिपॉजिट द टैक्स टू द गवर्नमेंट, देन यू विल आस्क मी टू रिवर्स दैट क्रेडिट, व्हाई यू विल नॉट टेक एक्शन अगेंस्ट हिम। इसका मतलब आप डबल टैक्स ले रहे हैं, मेरे से भी टैक्स ले लिया और इनसे तो आप रिकवरी का रखेंगे ही रखेंगे, इनको छोड़ देंगे तो फिर आप गलत कर रहे हैं। दैट मीन्स यू आर इंस्टिगेटिंग हिम टू डू इट लाइक दिस। डबल बेनिफिशियरी को जैसे मैं अनजस्ट एनरिच नहीं कर सकता हूं, वैसे गवर्नमेंट भी नहीं कर सकती है, तो टैक्स पेयर्स के लिए ये राहत होनी चाहिए। दूसरा आपने बनाया 180 डेज का, क्या आपको पेमेंट करना है, इट इज माई प्राइवेट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट। अभी कोविड आ गया, मेरे पास बिजनेस नहीं है, ही वांट टू गिव मी द क्रेडिट फॉर 2 years कि आप इंस्टॉलमेंट में पेमेंट देना, धीरे देना। आप कहते हो नहीं, आपने 180 डेज में नहीं किया तो आपको इनपुट टैक्स क्रेडिट ही नहीं मिलेगा। कैन आई रन माई बिजनेस? यू हैव ऑल पावर अंडर द लॉ। सर आपसे एक क्वेश्चन मैं पूछ रहा हूं, आपने बिल्कुल सही फरमाया कि जितने आपको फ्रॉडिस्ट मिले हैं, क्या आपने एक भी केस में पुलिस का केस एफआईआर कराया? योर ऑफिसर्स आर नॉट कॉम्पिटेंट टू इन्वेस्टिगेट एनी केस। सच केस हैज टू बी पुट टू द पुलिस एंड लेट पीपल शुड बी अरेस्टेड। जीएसटी ऑफिसर्स को उन केसेस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन करने की पावर नहीं है जहां पे उसने नाम चेंज कर दिया है, उसने मैनिपुलेशन किया। दीज आर फ्रॉड एंड दीज कम अंडर द आईपीसी, सो दैट हमारा मानना है। अभी सर गुड़गांव का जो केस हुआ आपने भी देखा होगा, 2 CA अरेस्ट हुए, हमने कहा एफआईआर क्यों नहीं करते? कोर्ट ने कहा उसमें, कोर्ट की डायरेक्शन है राइटिंग में ऑफिसर्स को कि आप एफआईआर करिए, वो नहीं करते हैं क्योंकि दे आर हैंड इन ग्लोव। देयरफॉर जितना भी आईटीसी का आप स्ट्रिंजेंट प्रोविजंस बनाते हैं, उससे केसेस ज्यादा बनते हैं जिसको ना तो क्षमता ऑफिसर्स को हैंडल करने की है ना कोर्ट की है। कितने केसेस हो गए आज पूरे इंडिया में कोर्ट के, हर केस कोर्ट में मैं जाता हूं 10 केस डेली यही रखते हैं, जीएसटी रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल डेली। आप किसी भी कोर्ट में पढ़े, कोई मैगजीन उठा के देखे जीएसटी, उसमें 10-15 केस रिपोर्ट यही मिलेंगे आउट ऑफ 25-30 केस में से, और वही क्रेडिट नहीं मिलेगा। अब आप सर देखें कि आपने रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव इफेक्ट से किसी का रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल किया, 2017 से आज कैंसिल कर दिया। व्हाट इज माय फॉल्ट? आपके ऑफिसर तो एक डायरेक्शन दे कि मैं उस बिजनेस प्रमाइसिस ने 1 लाख ट्रांजेक्शन किए, हो सकता है उसने 10,000 गड़बड़ की हो, उसने 5,000 की हो, उसी का नाम पब्लिश करे। वो एक फिशिंग इंक्वायरी करने लग जाता है कि नहीं सबका क्रेडिट गलत है, सबका ये गलत है। हो सकता है सपोज मैंने आज एक चोरी की है तो वही चोरी मानी जाएगी, पूरा लाइफ में मैंने जो किया वो सब चोरी नहीं होता है। तो योर ऑफिसर शुड बी डायरेक्टेड नॉट ऑन योर जुडिक्शन, व्हाट यू आर सेइंग, दिस मैसेज शुड बी पास्ड ऑन टू द ऑल योर काउंटरपार्ट थ्रू आउट द कंट्री। आज कोई भी ट्रक रोक लेता है, सर कहीं भी जाओ हम तो जजमेंट पढ़ के बता सकते हैं जो हमने आर्गू नहीं किए, कोर्ट की ऑब्जर्वेशन पढ़ के बता सकते हैं। जितने जजमेंट रिपोर्ट होते हैं, जो आपकी साइड के जजमेंट है वो 1% होंगे जो रिपोर्ट होते हैं, जो हम बताते हैं वो 99%। किसी भी मैगजीन में उठा के देखो, किसी भी एडवोकेट ने आर्ग्यू किया वही होते हैं जो हम बोल रहे हैं। तो 99% अगर ऐसे केसेस आ रहे हैं कि एक बंदे का रजिस्ट्रेशन, उड़ीसा हाई कोर्ट का जस्टिस मुरलीधर का जजमेंट है, 5 बार रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल किया, आज कैंसिल किया, उसने रिप्लाई दिया, रिस्टोर कर दिया, 1 हफ्ते बाद फिर कैंसिल कर दिया, फिर रिप्लाई दिया। इसी तरह गुजरात हाई कोर्ट का जस्टिस पारदीवाला जी का 4 बार रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल किया उस बंदे का। एक स्टडी होनी चाहिए कि जो रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल हो रहे हैं, कौन ऑफिसर कैसे एक्ट कर रहा है। कम से कम ज्यादा नहीं तो 200 से ऊपर में ऐसे जजमेंट पढ़ चुका हूं हाई कोर्ट के कि 1 लाइन का नोटिस आता है रजिस्ट्रेशन कैंसिल करने का, 1 लाइन का, और कोर्ट इसलिए अलाउ कर देती है पिटिशन वाला, ये क्या नोटिस है आपका, नोटिस में कुछ हेड एंड टेल ही नहीं। सर एक केस नहीं, ऐसे बहुत है, तो हम ऐसे नहीं जाना चाहते। और मैं तो चैम्बर ऑफ कॉमर्स से मोर देन 20 ईयर से जुड़ा हूं, मैं हमेशा यही कहता हूं कि वी आर नॉट हेयर टू सपोर्ट एनी टैक्स इवेडर्स। आज मॉर्निंग में भी मैंने बोला आई एम द वन ऑफ द हाईएस्ट टैक्स पेयर इन द कंट्री। मैं टैक्स चोरी करने वाले के पक्ष में नहीं आता। देयरफॉर ये जितना आईटीसी का बोल रहे हैं स्ट्रिंजेंट कंडीशन बनेगी, गवर्नमेंट को बेनिफिट मेरे को नहीं लगता उतना नहीं हुआ जो होना चाहिए था इसका।
थैंक यू मिस्टर मित्तल।
One or two things I'll say. First thing, I just for your knowledge, I will just 180 days is the stringent condition. Now let me tell you, when we were drafting the law, MSMEs, they said, they came to us and they told us, sir, please insert a provision like this, which we had in the service tax regime for the service part, that if the payment is made, not made within 1 week. Then I said, why do you want this provision? बोले सर मेरे चप्पल घिस जाते हैं उनसे पैसा निकाल, आप ये कर दें। So that was done at the request of MSME, Mr. Mittal. Now what you are finding is stringent. It was done to save the MSME, because see, again I tell you, when you hear the story from both the sides, then you come and understand that what was the objective behind bringing it.
True.
Why it was done. आज अगर GSTR 1, 2 और 3 जैसे डिजाइन था वैसा रहता तो आज शायद बहुत कुछ नहीं देखते।
True.
Now we had to do it. The moment we did it, all of us knew that these things will come up. There were 4 conditions relating to section 16, then we had to insert 2 more. I agree, the more the stringent condition you make, the more the condition you insert, yes, it will lead to what? It will lead to litigation. Say rule 36(4), 9, 10, 20 से insert हुआ। आप उस वक्त कितना बोला गया? It was left to you कि आपके 2A में जितना आता है उससे 20% ज्यादा ले लेना, उससे ज्यादा मत। That was the thing. That's it. 20%. Now, in audit, if you find cases where people have claimed much more than that, what do you do? What do you do? Should I go and deny the credit? I said, they know whether it is genuine or not, whether the supplier has reported it later on or not. Maybe he has not reported it this year, he may have reported it next year. Please check it. But just by going by rule 36(4) language, don't raise a demand. Now again I am telling you, you are saying that by charge sheet nahi dete. ठीक है. In my so far in Bengal we have arrested only 2%. That too in this year. 579 crores fraud. He was just a manufacturer of invoices, nothing else. He was doing nothing. If you want, you can come to my office, I'll share the case.
I accept it.
Interesting case. Now, what I'm trying to tell you, that's the two cases. And I made it a point that an FIR is lodged. See, I agree, when I'm doing or arresting a person, I'm doing it under GST. In every case of fraud, cheating is there, forgery is there, conspiracy is there. Noida police, UP, they are invoking UP Gangster Act. पता है? पढ़ा होगा आप लोगों ने न्यूज़ में. UP Gangster Act is now being. The provisions of that act will be there for those persons. ठीक है, that is what they are doing different. But again, I will request you, why don't you people write to the CBIC where you find that charge sheets are not given? Why don't you? Why does the chamber doesn't write? Why doesn't the trade association write? Why doesn't you from the advocate side, you people write that yes, bhai charge sheet aap kare. See, I can vouch for things which are done within my state. I can do. I have a strict instruction from my government that if you are arresting a person, make it a point to arrest him. My finance secretary tells me that you have arrested someone, file a charge sheet as quickly as possible. If there are other sections related to IPC which he has done, please lodge an FIR. Let the police take the action. अरे ये होना भी चाहिए. अगर एक आदमी ने गलत काम किया है तो आप उसको जीएसटी के भी प्रोविजंस लगाओ, उसके ऊपर आईपीसी भी लगाओ, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग भी होता है तो उसके भी अप्रोप्रिएट एजेंसी को बोल दो, इनकम टैक्स का है तो इनकम टैक्स को भी बोल दो, उसको चार तरफ से अटैक करो.
Correct.
यही तो होना चाहिए. So these are the things. So मैंने बता दिया कि 180 days की कहानी क्या है. I'll also request you, wherever charge sheets are not being filed at the appropriate time, right time, please write to, I suppose, Revenue Secretary and others and the CBIC chairman. Tell them that these things need to be looked into from your end, and write to all the state commissioners also, so that also we are also aware. Because I told you from my side, I have a clear-cut instruction.
Thank you.
Sir, what's happening is the chartered accountants from Calcutta are incompetent to practice in rest of India because for everything they believe that they can contact the highest officer in the state. They come to Karnataka and they are practicing. They don't have any idea of rule of law. For everything they say commissioner ka number batao. This is not done. When we have rule of law, our members in an academic conclave need to understand rule of law. But I am concerned that our members all have commissioner's number on speed dial. This does not work in the rest of the country. And I have seen the work that Mittal sir has done and Bharatji has done. These are all genuine taxpayers who are suffering in the hands of rampant high-handedness by authorities in state and center, and even my state is not an exception. But our members are incompetent outside West Bengal.
No, I don't agree. I don't.
Which is why, sir, my submission, which is why speakers from outside West Bengal are celebrated in West Bengal.
No, that's another thing. See, that is the respect that they have for you.
No, I'm
You
sure.
can't say.
No, no,
I have seen some of the finest professionals over here.
Who
As
are not
involved in
raising
chartered
questions,
accountants.
who are not raising questions
I have
because
interacted with many of them.
if it is genuine, come to me, is not rule of law.
No. What? See, rule of law, I will act because I am a creature of a statute. What I am going to do is, within the statute, if I don't know what my officers are doing, if I stop them from coming to me, if I stop them, how do I know what my officers are doing? I will never come to know about it.
True.
Absolutely correct.
I give you one
Absolutely
example.
correct.
Last day, one vehicle was intercepted. It was Saturday or Sunday. High Court was not there. Something. So the fellow went to some High Court advocate. He told, भाई ये तो 2 दिन है, आपकी गाड़ी खड़ी रहेगी तो आपको तो इतना रुपया का ये होगा. आप सर के ऑफिस में जाओ. सर सनीचर को सैटरडे को भी बैठे. He came to me. I didn't know that person. मैं जानता भी नहीं. I don't know. No professional came. He told सर ऐसी बात है. मैंने बोला क्या हो गया? बोला सर हल्दिया पोर्ट में माल उतरा था, मेरी गाड़ी जा रही थी, सर झारखंड पकड़ लिया. बोला क्यों पकड़ा? बोला चेकिंग करना है. बोला चेकिंग करके क्या देखना है? बोला नहीं वो देखेगा वो सामान है. मैंने बोला अच्छा ठीक है तुम बैठो. I called my officer and said what you have done? Why you have intercepted? Was the document there? Yes. Very good. Documents tha, sab tha. Bill of entry was there. Yes. And what's the problem with you? Why did you intercept? What for? No sir, I want to do checking. What made you believe that those goods are not there in that vehicle? Something else is there. What made you believe? Where from did you get this information? No sir, I don't have it. Then what nonsense is this? Now have I done something wrong?
No.
No. You tell me, Justin, until and unless I allow persons to come to me, anyone can come. I will never come to know. Now that is the fear. See,
In fact,
when
that
people
should be the
come to
approach
know,
everywhere.
Yes, that should be the approach across the country. We always see
my
this.
Officers also know if I am doing something which is wrong, then people may approach us, and then I don't know what will happen. You may
Agree,
get
agree,
transferred also.
agree.
But that fear also works. That they see. Then I say, I take classes. I say, in my meeting you will see all my officers sitting with the books. Because I make it a point. किताब के बगैर तुम अगर आए, then don't come. Both must bring the book and say, whatever I am going to discuss, you plus check the rule, check the law, and tell me if I am saying something wrong. You straight away tell me. I am ready to listen to you. But you act within the four walls of the law. See, what I am trying to point out is, unless we from the top interact with people, I will never come to know. If I stop it, if there is a say, if whatever they like. It is the fear factor that works. And that also makes them one more thing, that at least makes them read the law, understand the law, and act within the four walls.
Sir, बाकी statement में करा दो.
नहीं तो what he's saying, I agree with him. Now you see, I cannot go and tell each and every one. It is you people who can go and meet the commissioners there, the Ministry of Finance officials. Again I am telling you, center ka again I am telling you, for that to happen, you need to approach the right person, the competent authority for it. No person will ever go and meet my finance secretary. That is the thing. Nobody has to go. Nobody will like to go and meet my minister, because see, I am telling you, unless we do that sort of a thing, things will never work. Whatever you are telling, if genuine businesses are being harassed, which I am totally against, it should never happen. For that, I need to be proven. That is what my belief, my personal belief is.
Thank you. So I have now question for Bharat. Can demand of transitional credit be made under section 73 or 74 of the CGST Act?
Demand of transition credit. This flows from the Jharkhand High Court judgment.
Yeah.
If I understand correctly. Whether a demand of ITC can be made under 70 or 74. The Jharkhand High Court has taken a view that no, if this credit pertains to the earlier regime, you cannot have a demand under the new regime. You are eligible under 174(2)(e) to make a demand under service tax law or under excise law. I have a slight difference of opinion. According to me, demand can be made. Because the moment it flows to your ITC, the moment the transitional credit comes to your ITC, it is married. It's a common pool. Once it becomes ITC, 73 can be attracted, 74 can be attracted. The only point of difference here is 73 and 74 says input tax credit under this act. 73 and 74 says input tax credit under this act. Okay. That's the question that needs to be interpreted by a court, whether this is ITC under this act. Okay. Or in fact, the Jharkhand High Court should have gone one step further if they have to come to this conclusion. They should have said that the bridge is missing. It pertains to the earlier regime, though it has come into the new regime. The bridge that should have been provided, saying that the power to act has not been carried forward. That's a point of argument. According to me, still under 70-74, they can make it.
Right.
He said, difference of opinion.
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, please carry on.
Absolutely.
In fact, input tax credit has been defined under the GST law. And that clearly says the tax which is paid as the CGST Act, IGST, state GST, your union territory tax. Therefore, and the second reason is that, Mr. Bharat, because the assessment under those acts are pending, the so-called notice, etc. If suppose I have been already assessed for that period, they have no power to reassess me. First, this is a very important point, which I made in the morning also, reassessment. The second thing is that some VAT assessment are still pending. So he is doing at his end. So you cannot have both, and the two different officers are doing it. Therefore, it is a very, very important issue. Otherwise, the law which was made by the lawmakers, they knew it. What is the transitional credit? They would have amended section 73, drafted 74, would have drafted input tax definition, they would have drafted it. They knew it at their own wisdom. They have not done it because we are giving them under 174 power to investigate, to assess, to appeal, filing, etc. I am sure the Jharkhand High Court judgment, though it was slightly on different way also, but it is absolutely correct.
Thank you.
Now, Mr. Saha, let me go. Okay, these are the two legal luminaries which I have addressed you. You should know from my side. Now, what does section 2? The first definition clause, if you read the first sentence, unless the context otherwise requires. Input tax credit के definition में जो CGST, SGST है, so that means you are saying that transitional credit is not an input tax credit under the law as per the definition. तो लिया क्यों? लिया क्यों? अरे लिया क्यों भाई? क्रेडिट तो नहीं है as per law. ले कैसे लिया? जब ले लिया जब ले लिया, why? Because the definition also begins with these words, unless the context otherwise requires, because in the other section it is said that you can claim it. जब claim कर लिया और input tax credit बन गया, हाँ, तब तो भाई मेरा right आ गया. I have got the right now to adjudicate if you have taken anything wrong. Yes, I agree on one point with you, but on the same issue, I cannot raise two demands. One against the erstwhile, one in the erstwhile act, and one in the GST. That is correct. I agree. That is not done. Should not be. But my simple saying is this: जब आपने ले लिया, कर लिया, तो भाई मेरा भी right आ गया. So I agree with Bharat, but I disagree with him.
Yes. Thank you. Now we have kept our.
Sir, at least for agreeing with me on something.
So.
There is a rule in 121 which says that power to demand under 73-74 can be invoked in respect of transition credit also. But the decision of Delhi High Court in Pioneer Silk Mills that the power to demand cannot be traceable to a rule. It must
Yes.
be statute.
That is
Therefore,
always correct.
That's a very significant. But what sir is saying is very logical. But I'm afraid that may not work every time in logic, because 89.4 when I'm claiming refund on exports, transition credit is out, saying that now it is not ITC. It's expressing net ITC. So therefore, I think it is not being treated on same footing everywhere. So therefore, if there is a failure in drafting, this demand provision sitting in the rule, then I think there is some legal deficiency, but practically one may take a view.
Thank you. So we have kept our industry person waiting, and actually he was observing. Now for Sandeep Chatterjee, the question is that, as you know, that we have just about to complete GST for the 6 years. We are completing almost 6th year. What is your view that the industry has gained any profitability, or industry is thinking that there is ease in compliance burden under GST as compared to there are various other laws being handled by the industry?
Thank you. Let me answer the question what was raised first. How do the industry realize the benefits of GST? As you see, a GST which has now almost 6 years, like we are discussing since morning, 6 years old, a lot of things still needs to be done from when you speak from the industry side. Like sir said, of ease of doing business. Now, when you think of the act, there are 3 major acts. You have to go through somebody coming. Now today, India is a focused country from the global perspective. Anyone coming to India and looking at these acts, when you look at the Singapore Act, look at the European Act of GST, India comparatively, I think it's a bit complicated. So they get afraid that how to comply with so many provisions. Now coming back to the issues that all of us discussed during the last 1 hour are very relevant, and we feel that as a part of the ease of doing business, if the law, which some of the speakers also mentioned in the morning, if this law can be simplified, keeping business, keeping the context of law in mind, if the business you expect the business to comply, as you have seen in the Income Tax Act, I think simplicity to some extent is necessary. Today, if you look at, like Bharatji was talking about, look at the notifications that come up every day. Look at the circular, look at the FAQs that come up. Now, for an entity, for a person who is, and there is the tax department inside an organization, to keep him abreast of all those changes and affecting his business, which really becomes a challenge. Challenge in the sense that if something goes wrong, he is under trouble. Now look at the other thing, look at when you're talking about the penal provisions, a lot many penal provisions. Look at the number of returns. If you look at yearly, how many returns do we submit? Maybe more than 30 for an organization. Do you really need so many returns? Can you make the returns a bit simpler if it is possible? Because as we see the business, as India is growing, the revenue collection, as we read every month, is going almost 10% growth post-COVID. It has grown significantly. That means people are complying. And as we start complying, my submission is, I think the rules, the laws should be simplified for industry to comply. Because if we do business, we comply with the law and pay tax. Of course, I'm taking out the unscrupulous taxpayers or people who are fake and all that outside the system. But for genuine people, it is very important that we give preference to those. Like my personal view, if you look at, it is very important that we identify good taxpayers and bad taxpayers. Because today, through data mining, through artificial intelligence, the department is using all these tools to identify, track their record. Now we have a 5 years data behind us. Track those people who are good payers, who are bad payers, who are not payers at all. And then let them classify, let them circulate that these people should be taken up, maybe 3 years audit, maybe 1 year audit for bad people. So classification may be necessary so that industry do their business, genuine investors, genuine industries do their business in a more efficient way, not to bother about who is looking at his backside. That is very important from our perspective. Another thing which I wanted to say about, sir talked about the section 129. You know, for little things, for small things, goods are intercepted. And can we have a list of categories where, suppose incident happened with us also, very recently, where the vehicle, from the list, we selected the wrong vehicle. Now, it was on the Varanasi highway, it was caught, and a 43 lakhs demand was raised. Now, can we have some segregation in terms of penal measures, that categorization of the crime? Because it's a genuine, somebody has to say it's a genuine transaction or not. Otherwise, it will be continued. Now, what happens is you go legal again, and then you have to appear in the High Court and look at situation where in some village in Varanasi, the truck got intercepted. Someone from Noida or Delhi has to go there, put a lawyer, file in Allahabad High Court. All these things continue. But that's not the intention of doing business in India. So ease of doing business means quite a lot, and the government is putting a lot of pressure on enforcing that. My simple request is look at these features if it is possible. Now look at the interest rate, penalty interest rate, 24%?
18%.
Now, is that a rate one should look at in India? Whether inflation is 5%. Why should I pay 18% and 24%? That I think is a hardship, and it should be looked at.
And what is your view about, I mean, that how from an industry perspective, you see that you're burdened with non-compliance of GST by your supplier and customers, which is actually affecting your business? How you are seeing, because your suppliers, if that, do you think that you are evaluating that selection of your supplier and etc. and customer? Is it a burden on you being put by the department that before selecting your customer and before selecting your supplier, you do the proper due diligence? Is it a duty cast upon to you so that there should not be any, I mean that rejection of the credit, or there is non-payment by your supplier, though you have paid to the supplier?
Cases like that has happened. Every organization is facing that, mostly from recently on the MSME side. What happens is, like someone said in the earlier, that because of they don't have money or somebody to pay taxes, they don't pay taxes. They supply the material, and later on they did not pay, wind up their shop and gone. And in 2019 we got debited for 15-20 lakhs write-off. So that constraint, I think, will continue to have until and unless we have a very solid system of getting dealer network in the system, which is impossible in a country like India. So it is, if we as a big industry house, if we have to bring in supply, we have to genuinely do a verification of the vendors. What level of vendors, their compliance, how compliant they are. Otherwise, it is left to the discretion of the vendors. If they want to pay, they pay. If they do not want to pay, they will not pay. Because we cannot run after vendors after we have filed. Like, let's take a case of GSTR 2B. Now, there is a continuous reconciliation which is happening between the supplier books and what is raised by the vendors. Now, when you reconcile, you will have plethora of reconciliation which keeps on continuing over a month, because there is no system in the portal that if somebody has done a mistake in GSTR 2B, and it has to be corrected, but when it is corrected, that flowing back information possibly is not there. Right?
Right. Thank you. So, my next question to Jatin. Even a small non-compliance with respect to e-way bill under section 129 and 130 leads to very heavy penalties, that is 200% of the tax. The mens rea or intention to evade tax is not coming to the rescue of the taxpayer, and it is taken against him. What is your thought on the same?
I don't think a very heavy burden has come on taxpayers. It's not 200%. It's 200% of the tax. If it is 5%, it is 10%. If it is 12%, it is 24% tax. So that is the penalty.
Double penalty.
And if I'm supplying material of 100 crores, then I can't have a irresponsible staff member prepare the e-way bill. I should accord the seriousness commensurate with the quantum of business I am doing. If I am sending 100 crore material, then I should have the right people with right checks and balances. After all, this IT system is to create a very compliant ecosystem around every taxpayer. And if I don't take responsibility, then I have to pay the price for the freedom of self-assessment that GST gives, which I mentioned earlier also in my conversation. Self-assessment has the downside that I have to pay the price.
Yeah, that is also, that is, you know, that this is what we are getting from the MSMEs, because these people, they generally, the level of the people, those who are actually preparing the returns, the level of the people are not up to the mark and updated as per our present law, and the level of clerical accuracy is.
Actually, everyone need not know everything about GST.
Understand.
E-way bill clerk has to know e-way bill. Billing clerk has to know billing.
No, for the small industry, one person does everything. There lies the whole problem.
He's not a small industry, and for smaller players, Circular 64 is there. It says minor offences, 500 rupees is the penalty. I think there is a sense of proportionality in this penalty. I
Okay.
don't think industry has any reason to complain. If it's small taxpayers, then their grievances may not be substantial. So this 200%, that expression supposedly creates a misnomer that it is 200%. It's not 200% of the tax.
True.
Therefore, on gold it is only 6%. On diamond it is even lesser.
Okay, thank you.
I think Mr. Jatin has switched over the sides.
Good one.
I have grievances about rule of law and its administration and not matters on procedure.
Yes, please.
It's a matter of opinion, sir. It's not about sides. I believe all of us are on the same side. According to me, just 1 minute, sir. Sorry. According to me, I'll also answer sir's grievance. If we see the law as it was introduced, I'm making this statement, please note. The law as it was envisaged, the law as it was introduced, 42, 43, etc., they were never put in place. If the system would have been in place, the law would have been in place in the same place, we would not have been having this discussion.
True.
Now regarding 129, what this strategy said, see, there are problems. I won't say that there are not. There are problems. People are facing. But I'll just say somebody is making some mistakes. But I'll tell you, what do you do? I'll just give you one example. In one particular case, a vehicle was intercepted. The vehicle had expired 5 days before. The person somehow contacted my officer and said, sir, मेरा गाड़ी खराब हो गया. He went to ICAI. ICAI to find a petition. He said, कि sir, मेरी गाड़ी तो खराब हो गई थी वहाँ पे मैंने रिपेयर कराया मैं भूल गया. So I just asked the court, sir, allow me to just investigate. Give me just 1 day. I'll just check where this vehicle actually, why it was, where it was when a brake broke down. Let us see that. Let me just give me 1 day. I examined and what I found was, वो breakdown हुआ ही नहीं था. That fellow arranged one. High Court में produce किया. मैंने कुछ नहीं बोला. High Court में he had produced the bill. पानागढ़ तक. I contacted, I sent one of my person there. I said, always make a videography. I make this a point. जिससे भी बात करो, जिसके दुकान में जाओ, पहले तो वीडियोग्राफी. नहीं तो फिर मिस्टर खड़े हो जाएंगे, बोलेंगे किससे करा के किसको पता. दुकान में खड़े रहो, उसके दुकान का नाम रहना चाहिए, वो बंदा कौन है, सब चीज लो, फिर वीडियोग्राफी. Let me see what will happen in the court. He said, his lawyer was arguing. I said, my lord, this doesn't over. I handed it over. पानागढ़ में दुकानदार ने बोला, सर कल आया था मेरे पास एक बंदा, मेरे को बोला 1000 रुपया दे, एक बिल बना. तो मैंने बोला कि सर क्या जाता 1000 रुपया फोकट का आ रहा है, इसी बिल तो देना, कच्चा बिल है, दे दिया. ये पागल खत्म हो गया. मैंने दिखा दिया. हमने बोला माय लॉर्ड यू डिसाइड. ही सेड फुल पेनल्टी. मैं अगर नहीं करता, then what would have happened? Some advocate would have argued that see, we will expire हो गया. What is this? Where is bench Riya? I had no intention to evade the tax. That is correct, but I proved it. So what I am trying to say, how do you know a person is acting with a guilty mind or not? Whether he has any intention to evade tax or not. The moment you give this discretion to the officer, the next day you people will come running to me and tell me, sir, इसकी गाड़ी छोड़ दिया, इसको पकड़ के टैक्स करना चाहिए. Corruption will come. Corruption will creep in. Will it not? You tell me right or wrong. आ जाएगा ना corruption. उलक शाह अच्छे आदमी छोड़ दो. नीरज आ गया, नीरज पकड़ के गाड़ी को पूरा पिना देंगे. यही होगा. Why give all these things? Equality. Same principle. Principle of equity. सबको एक लगाना है. Officer को कोई discretion नहीं देना. Yes, I agree. For minor offences, circular is there. If you find the list not to be exhaustive, you need to insert something. Why don't you write out? How many times I have told people, industry, chambers, trade, कि भैया लिखो तो सही, कोई लिखता ही नहीं. Nobody has written. They just argue. अरे write now. What are those minor offences that you want relaxation? Expire हो गया वेबिल. 8 घंटा पहले 8 घंटा बाद आप उसको वेबिल को ठीक कर सकते. Even after the vehicle has expired, you get a 8 hours time for that time. You have generated a e-vehicle today 6 a.m. in the morning. Does it expire within 24 hours? Next day 6 a.m.? No. You get the whole day tomorrow till 12 midnight. And thereafter
further it out. What more you want? चलो फिर भी मान लिया minor offenses. Please define what are those offenses. किसको छोड़ना है? What you want to insert that in that circular, right? Somebody has to write.
No, one thing, as if you know that the discussion during discourses, Bharat was said that the burden of proof is in the hands of the department, right? In your case, you have taken trouble to prove the case.
I did not prove. For 129, I don't have to prove. There is no mens rea in the section. Mens section 129 doesn't talk about any mens rea.
Okay.
It is a straight cut section. Please read the provision. There is no mens rea involved there. But I am telling you, I just wanted
Right.
to bring it to the knowledge of the Honorable Court, so that in future also, the
True.
Honorable Court, before deciding such matter, at least ask us to examine. That is what I wanted to bring it before the law. Nothing. That is what I was able to.
Okay, thank you. Now for Mr. Khalid Anwar. What we are observing that a taxpayer is not allowed to submit anything manually. But what we are seeing that officers are using mix of manual as well as portal to upload letters, intimations, notices and orders. However, this is a level playing field in the overall GST system. We are not allowed, but we are getting things manually sometimes.
What are you doing?
Notices, etc.
So-called notice कहाँ से मिल गया?
Yes.
From my side. Then don't be that. मैं बोल रहा हूँ मेरा इसमें है.
नहीं स्टेट नहीं that I agree.
Because I won't be able to answer anything on sentence.
So one more thing, sir, I think that if that be the answer, then from West Bengal side, so whatever the questions have come up from a GST as a whole, we have not, that bifurcated GST into two, that two administrators, it's a GST as a whole.
Mr. Saha, if somebody is doing something, you have to approach the appropriate authority. The chief commissioner sits here, you go and tell me him. Now, if you tell me, I can't take action on their behalf. I can only request them. When I meet him, I tell him that these were the things that I was being told him on saying. But you have to approach the chief commissioner. He needs to know that what is happening in his system.
And also, sometimes also what we find, as we know that GST is a facilitator, and you know that since most of the cases we find that the officers are not adequately trained about that methodology or the way of things into the GSTN. That is why they say that no, we can't do anything, it is being done by the GSTN. But they have, because GSTN is a facilitator. But they either they don't know or they try to avoid these things. This is a very practical problem industry people we face.
No, I'll tell you one thing. You people come to me and ask me so many questions. I suppose in the morning the chief commissioner was here. You should have kept him in the panel discussion also. Right?
Yes, right advice.
I have seen when both of us are sitting there, nobody gets up and asks this question. I tell them, go and meet them. नहीं सर वहाँ नहीं. तो भाई मेरे पास आ सकते हैं, वहाँ पे क्यों नहीं जाना है? जाओ ना. डर किस चीज़ की?
Because you allow, that is why.
Unless, no, डर किस चीज़ की? I know he is a very good person, but he has to be contacted to be at least made aware of what is going on in his business.
The transfer is very frequent. Transfer of the chief commissioner is very frequent. That is why we cannot.
अरे भाई यहाँ पर बुला दूँ ना उनको, तब आप खड़े होके नहीं पूछोगे. आप सब बैठ जाओगे सब. कोई पूछता ही नहीं है. मैंने कितने सेमिनार किया है, there nobody asks questions. मित्तल साहब भी बैठे रहेंगे तो उस वक्त कुछ और बोलेंगे.
आप उनसे जाके पूछना एक बार सर.
के लोगों को बैठा दो फिर दूसरी बात करेंगे. मैं कह रहा हूँ कि आपको जहाँ पे प्रॉब्लम है, प्लीज अप्रोच द राइट अथॉरिटी. You have to. The CBIC chairman need to know what is going on. Why don't we write? You need to write. He should know what is going on. Otherwise, how the corrective measures will be taken? कैसे होगा? I don't understand. मेरे को बोल के क्या है? आप मेरे बताओ ना. I'll solve it within seconds. अब दूसरे की बात में क्या कर सकता हूँ? I can't
Sir, just for your information, I want to tell you.
नहीं sir,
Just for information, I very frequently write to the Ministry of Finance, PMO on all these problems. I never keep my hand back, and that is on record. And at least large number of standing council of the every high courts or the Supreme Court told me that your letter is so strong, everybody is afraid of. I am sure whoever may be the commissioner, chief commissioner here also, he would know. Even in the morning, principal chief commissioner was sitting here. He recognized in the very first line that I had the discussion with you 8 years back in the Nagpur also. So my style is same, because I am not here to protect anyone. I am here, what is my contribution, I can make it.
नहीं, आपका क्या है ना मिस्टर साहब, देखिए बता रहा हूँ, आपको ना बजाय लिखने के आप उनसे इंटरैक्ट कीजिए। आप लिख करके सब बात बता दिया, इतना झाड़ दे दिया लेटर ही में, तो बेचारा बंदा बुलाएगा क्या आपको? क्यों बुलाएगा भाई? बुलाएगा क्या दिखाने के लिए? क्यों बुलाएगा? आप बताओ मुझे। सीधी बात है, प्रॉब्लम है, टेबल में बैठिए, डिस्कस कीजिए। आप लिख करके बाहर सब जगह पहले ही बोल दिया, तो आपने तो पहले ये डर और खौफ पैदा कर दिया लोगों में कि आप आओगे तो ये सब बातें बोलोगे।
वो जीएसटी आने के बाद है। जीएसटी आने से पहले 15 साल तक नॉर्थ ब्लॉक में मेरा वीक में 2 बार जाना होता।
अब आप फिर जाओ।
sir, to summarize, sir is saying marriage between IAS and IRS. Don't complain to IAS what IRS is doing.
Now, I have a question to JK. With more stringent measures of vigilance by the GST department, how does one see the future GST litigation?
If you ask about the futures, you should see the present one.
Of course, present gives us an...
Yes. As a citizen of this country, I never thought you make a law which is full of accident prone. Do you like a road which give more accidents? Whether right or wrong, that is the fact. GST has generated so much of litigation in 6 years. Probably the service tax has not generated in 20 years. That is the fact. So we accept it, and on the basis that the right or wrong, it has to the GST council or those who are administrating the law, they have to take a call about it. But the 2-3 things I want to ask. Why it has not been operational, Anwar Saab can reply to that. One is the credit rating, or the rating of, SSC. Why this was not done? If you ask me, because then I can challenge. You have given the rating to him, I have purchased him, now you can say bogus. Because I have to rely on someone. Second thing, why your GST, audit manual of 2023 says, now don't say center state because you apply, all these things. Even if audit done, we will do investigation. Investigation done, we will do audit. You read the definition I read in the morning. Audit definition in the GST is so wide. If after doing audit, you are doing any kind of investigation, then I believe sincerely, you are going beyond the jurisdiction of the law. Why it is being done? And the third thing is that every parameter in GST law, like so-called notice, etc., demand, you are equating with the annual return, not with my monthly return. An annual return date, whether rightly or wrongly, whether on the demand of assessee or not, because assessee doesn't know what is the adverse effect return, you extend that date. If 2017 July return I have filed, still you can issue me a notice. But that is, something I never heard. If you read the central excise law, it was the 6 month for the normal period. जब हम साइकिल पे जाते थे तो 6 महीना लगता था. अब हम हवाई जहाज में जाते हैं तो आपको 5 साल चाहिए. It is unheard of. Because if the section 73 says no misrepresentation, no fraud, no suppression, nothing. Time period which was 6 months for many decades slowly become like almost 5 years, and that too from the annual return. If really you count out 2017-18, it comes to almost 8 years. True. Am I right? Is it good things in the law? Nirmala Sitharaman ji has reduced under the income tax law 2 years back. तो इसे 7 साल क्यों चाहिए, हम उसको शायद 3 साल करते हैं, कुछ समथिंग ऐसा किया इनकम टैक्स में। तो ये प्रोस्पेक्टिव भी सोचना चाहिए। आई एम श्योर जीएसटी काउंसिल, मेरे पास पत्र है, मैं आपको भिजवाऊंगा कि मैंने पीएमओ को लिखा, ये 5 प्रोविजन ऐसे हैं 2017 या 18 में कि सिर्फ करप्शन बढ़ाने के लिए। वो एक्नोलिज होके आया डीजीसीआई से कि आपने पीएमओ को ये लिखा, और बहुत ही ब्यूटीफुल लेटर लिखा कि मेरा लेटर की जरूरत नहीं, उन्होंने लिखा आप ये चाहते हैं, ये चाहते हैं, तो उसमें इस प्रोविजन के बारे में लिखा आप चाहते हैं ये 3 महीना होना चाहिए, तो और उस पर हम एक्ट कर रहे हैं। तो जो असेसी की बात होती है ना सर, उस पर एक्ट कछुआ की चाल से होता है, टोट वाइज। और जो डिपार्टमेंट की बात होती है उसमें रात को ही नोटिफिकेशन आ जाता है। मैंने सुप्रीम कोर्ट में सर लिख के दिया, इफ आई एम रॉन्ग और राइट यू प्लीज, उस पर क्यों नहीं लिखा जजमेंट में, मैंने कहा इतने सारे नोटिफिकेशन तो बिल्कुल इलीगल आया, उसमें लिखते हैं जीएसटी काउंसिल की रिकमेंडेशन। जीएसटी काउंसिल की मीटिंग ही नहीं हुई कई महीनों से, वो रिकमेंडेशन कहां से आ गई? कुछ लीगल पर्सपेक्टिव भी होता है, यही नहीं कि हमें सिर्फ ये देखना है चोर है कि नहीं है। जब आप कसाब को, जिन्होंने 100 करोड़ लोगों के सामने गोली मार रहा है, उसको आप 5 साल तक वेट करवा सकते हैं बिकॉज ही हैज ए राइट अंडर द लॉ, तो व्हाई नॉट द टैक्स पेयर हैज ए राइट? आई एम नॉट डिफेंडिंग दोज आर बोगस, ये उनको आप 24 घंटे में हैंग करिए। ये भी एक पर्सपेक्टिव है कि आपने टाइम पीरियड जो बढ़ाया है, उसमें सेक्शन में पढ़ के हंसता हूं, उसमें लिखा हुआ है नो फ्रॉड, नो मिसरिप्रेजेंटेशन, नो सप्रेशन, फिर भी टाइम पीरियड, और जो सप्रेशन करते उसका टाइम पीरियड नहीं बढ़ेगा, उसका 40 साल पहले भी वही था, आज भी रहेगा। ये भी एक पर्सपेक्टिव है। डबल जो आप करते हैं ऑडिट, असेसमेंट, ये वो, थोड़ा आप देखिए इसमें भी, क्योंकि आप बहुत ही एक्टिव हैं, आपकी बातों से हर बार हम प्रभावित होते हैं कि आपके सारे फैन हैं और आप रियली मोटिवेट करते हैं, आपके पास आए, उसमें हमें कोई डाउट और संशय भी नहीं लगता। मैं रिमेंबर करता हूँ कि 2-3 साल पहले जब हम मिले कि हमारे पूरे वेस्ट बंगाल में एक भी अरेस्ट नहीं हुआ, दैट इज अ गुड साइन। इनफैक्ट लॉ का बेसिक प्रिंसिपल ही ये है, जब आप सेल्फ असेसमेंट करते हैं, कोई सर्च नहीं, कोई असेसमेंट नहीं, आप करेंगे इक्का दुक्का करेंगे, बहुत स्पेसिफिक इंफॉर्मेशन। लेकिन सॉरी टू से, आप जैसे जतिन जी ने कहा, या सेंटर में आप जाएंगे, वहां पे सुपरिटेंडेंट ही सारे काम करता है। मैं कोर्ट में ओपन स्टेटमेंट देता हूं कि कोई ऐसा कमिश्नर नहीं है जिसने ड्राफ्ट किया ऑर्डर, सुपरिटेंडेंट ड्राफ्ट करता है और वो कमिश्नर एकदम
अग्रीड,
बस ऐसे ही साइन मार देते हैं, उनको ये नहीं पता क्या लिखा हुआ है उसमें। ऐसे नहीं है, ये मैं बिल्कुल ऑथेंटिकेटेड आपको बता रहा हूं। कोई कमिश्नर सर हियरिंग करता है, हमने तो जाना ही छोड़ दिया पिछले 10-12 साल के अंदर, कहता सर कुछ कहना है, आपको सुप्रीम कोर्ट में आधा घंटा सुनेंगे और कमिश्नर के सामने आपको 30 सेकंड, और उसके बाद वहां साइन करवा लेते हैं, उसका वो भी नहीं देते हैं। सुप्रीम कोर्ट कोई केस डिसमिस करता, 5 बजे वेबसाइट पे आ जाता है। आपको कोई कमिश्नर ऐसा नहीं मिलेगा, हो सकता है आपके जुडिशियल में ना हो, आपके स्टेट लेवल पे कोई हियरिंग का प्रोसीडिंग भी नहीं देता है। कोई ये नहीं लिखता कि इस कमिश्नर के सामने हियरिंग है, उसका नाम नहीं लिखते हैं, उसका टेलीफोन नंबर नहीं लिखते हैं, उसका ईमेल एड्रेस नहीं देते हैं, और 99% जीमेल से कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस करते हैं। सर ये भी फैक्ट है, और वी कांट रन अवे फ्रॉम योर पर्सपेक्टिव, इज करेक्ट, बट आई एम एसएससी फॉर सेंट्रल स्टेट। जब आप मेरे से टैक्स मांगते हैं तो सेंटर का भी मांगते हैं, तो मेरी ग्रीवेंसेस तो रहती है एज ए टैक्स पेयर, एज ए सिटीजन। यू आर राइट, बट एज ए सिटीजन आई एम एग्रीड। मेरे से क्यों पर्सनल ईमेल पे कम्युनिकेशन किया जाता है? क्यों ऑफिसर पर्सनल मोबाइल फोन से फोन करते हैं? क्या उनका लैंडलाइन नंबर कभी नहीं होता है? आप इन्वेस्टिगेशन करिए, क्यों वो हाथ से डिन नंबर लिखते हैं? वो प्री प्रिंटेड क्यों नहीं होता है? हम कैसे पकड़ेंगे? अभी तो फिर भी आने लगा, मेरे लेटरों के बाद काफी चेंज हुआ पोर्टल पे कि वो एक ही, मैंने कितने फेक पकड़े हैं, बोगस टीम। मैंने निर्मला सीतारमण जी को लिखा, और मैं हेजिटेट नहीं करता हूं, मैं सर ऐसे ही बोलता हूं, चाहे फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर को लिखता हूं, पीएम को लिखता हूं, उतने ही ब्लंट लेटर में लिखता हूं मैं कि ये बोगस है, मेरे पास ये केस आए, और उतनी ब्लंट से मैं बताता हूं कि आप पकड़िए चोरों को। लेकिन ऐसा है, आपने राइटली फरमाया कि कुछ बैड साइड हर जगह एलिमेंट्स होते हैं, तो कुछ होते हैं उन्हीं का इन्वेस्टिगेशन होना चाहिए, बाकी जो सही होते हैं उनका इन्वेस्टिगेशन होना ही नहीं चाहिए। आप ऑडिट क्यों करेंगे? somebody should ask a question, why you will conduct an audit? आपके पास इतनी पावर है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन आप करेंगे, सेल्फ असेसमेंट भी करेंगे, फिर आप रिटर्न की भी स्क्रूटनी करेंगे, फिर आपका समरी असेसमेंट भी करेंगे, फिर सर्च भी करेंगे, फिर स्पेशल ऑडिट भी करेंगे, मतलब मल्टीपल 151 सेक्शन, नोबडी हैज टॉक अबाउट। मैंने निर्मला सीतारमण जी को उसी दिन लिखा जो अमेंड हुआ ना अभी 2 साल पहले, इतना डेक्रोनियन सेक्शन है, इतना डेक्रोनियन, आप पढ़िए उसमें 151, कमिश्नर और एनी ऑफिसर अथॉराइज्ड बाय हिम बाय एन ऑर्डर आस्क एनी इंफॉर्मेशन। अरे भाई, एक नंबर सेक्शन से लेके 150 तक क्या आपके पास कमी रह गई थी मेरे से पूछने की? उसके बाद आप किसी भी प्रोसीडिंग की कुछ भी पूछेंगे और आपके जुरिडिक्शन के, अगर मैं बताऊं शायद I रिमेंबर करेक्टली, इवन कलकत्ता जुरिडिक्शन में 151 का ही नोटिस दिया हुआ है आपके ऑफिसर ने। आपके ऑफिसर ने उसी एसएससी को 3 नोटिस दिए हैं। अगर मैं कंप्लेंट करने नहीं आऊंगा, अगर आपको दिखाऊंगा तो सिर्फ क्योंकि आपका वे इंप्रूव करना, हमें ये मतलब नहीं हमें किसी को सजा दिलाना है कि सिस्टम के अंदर 151 का दे रहे हैं, उनको यही नहीं पता पहला नोटिस वो कभी लिखते हैं रूल 58 का नोटिस, कभी लिखते हैं सेक्शन 70 का नोटिस, मन में आए जो सेक्शन टीप देते हैं। 151 का अगर आप देते हैं तो पहले कमिश्नर का कोई ऑर्डर हो, इंफॉर्मेशन क्या मांगनी है, और आई एम श्योर वेस्ट बंगाल जुडिक्शन वुड नॉट हैव इशूड एनी ऑर्डर 151 में, उसमें लिखा हुआ एज मे बी प्रेस्क्राइब्ड एटसेट्रा। मैं ये कई बार पूछता हूं अपने आप से 151 क्यों जरूरी है? अगर 151 फॉर द टाइम बिंग सब ने, पहले क्या था उसमें स्टैटिस्टिकल डाटा कलेक्ट करने के लिए 2017 में जब उसका पैदा हुआ और जब आज पहुंचे हैं हम, उसको सेक्शन को ही चेंज कर दिया, उसकी जरूरत नहीं है। अगर मैं कहता हूं ओमिट कर दे, लेट्स गवर्नमेंट टेल मी कि उसके ओमिट होने से सरकार को क्या घाटा हो जाएगा, कौन सा एसएससी भाग जाएगा, कौन सा काला चोर भाग जाएगा, कौन सा टैक्स इवेजन आप ऐसा है जो रोक नहीं सकते 151 से ही रोक पाएंगे। अब बस उनको क्या लगता है, कोर्ट में भी जाएंगे ना, कई बार कोर्ट में क्या होता है, नहीं ये नोटिस सेक्शन 70 का है, ये 151 का ये अलग अलग है, ये 61 का ये नोटिस अलग है। अब आप 61 पढ़िए सर। 61 कहता है कि अगर आपके 61 के इन्वेस्टिगेशन के बाद आप चाहें तो आप मेरे को ऑडिट भी करवा सकते हैं, स्पेशल ऑडिट भी करवा सकते हैं, सर्च भी करवा सकते हैं, फिर ये करा सकते हैं, फिर सर्च इंडिपेंडेंट भी करवा सकते हैं। अरे भाई एक ही प्रोविजन होना चाहिए, 61 से इन्वेस्टिगेशन स्टार्ट होगी, उसके बाद मिला तो सर्च होगी, उसके बाद मिला तो ऑडिट होगी। आप हर तरीके से अभिमन्यु को जैसे घेर के मारा था, ये प्रोविजन को आप रियली सोचिए, कभी हम आपके साथ प्राइवेटली बांट सकते हैं तो आपको लगेगा कि हाँ कि सफोकेशन है एसएससी को, ऐसा नहीं है कि जेन्युइन नहीं है, उनको सफोकेशन है। सेंट्रल एक्साइज लॉ का जो सफोकेशन था वो जीएसटी में इनबिल्ट है, उसके साथ 4-5 और अभिमन्यु को जो रास्ते बचे हुए थे वो भी रोक दिए। इनकम टैक्स में सर ऐसा नहीं होता, कभी डबल असेसमेंट नहीं होता। अगर ये मेरे असेसिंग ऑफिसर है, इन्होंने सर्च किया तो इनकी पावर इमीडिएटली खत्म हो जाती है, सारा केस इधर चला जाता है। आपको मैं सर्च की केस बताता हूं सर, एक भी केस मेरे पास ऐसा नहीं आया जो फॉरवर्ड सर्च ना होती है। अगर उसने 2017 में सर्च किया, आज वो सम्मन देगा तो कहेगा आज तक का रिकॉर्ड लेगा। अभी भरत भाई ने बिल्कुल ठीक बताया, सर्च जो होती है ना, किसी भी एक्ट में ले लेना पूरे वर्ड में, सर्च एक स्पेसिफिक चीज को लेके होती है। सर्च इज नॉट ए रोविंग इंक्वायरी। कोई भी आदमी ने सर्च की हो, मैं चैलेंज के साथ कहता हूं, रेयर ही आपको एक्सेप्शन मिलेगा वो रोविंग इंक्वायरी करता है। बैंक स्टेटमेंट ले आओ, सारे बिल ले आओ, सारे रिकॉर्ड ले आओ, सारे परचेज बिल ले आओ, सारे सेल्स बिल्स ले आओ। क्या आपने उसको ओमनीबस पावर दी है? सर्च तो होती है वेरी स्पेसिफिक। जैसे पुलिस वाला सर्च करेगा मेरे घर की कि ये कोई मर्डर हुआ है, हमारे पास इंफॉर्मेशन है, वो चाकू यहां पे छुपा लेगा, वो चाकू देखने आएगा, वो और कुछ देखने नहीं आएगा, उसका बिल्कुल लिमिटेड दायरा। अगर आप अपने लॉ में एक चेंज कर दें, ये इंक्वायरी क्या होता है डिफाइन कर दें, इन्वेस्टिगेशन क्या होता है डिफाइन कर दें, और ये कौन कर सकता है ये डिफाइन कर दें, तो भी सारी प्रॉब्लम हो सकती है। लास्ट एक बताता हूं सर, जब भी सर्च होती है, आज सर्च हुई, जेब में सम्मन लेके घूमते हैं। मैं कोर्ट के सामने ऐसे ही आर्ग्यू करता हूं, मैंने कहा जेब में पैसा नहीं दिया तो वो सम्मन दे देते हैं, जेब में सम्मन लेके। पावर नहीं है जीएसटी लॉ में सर। आप सेक्शन 132(4) पढ़िए इनकम टैक्स एक्ट का, पार्लियामेंट ने लिखा हुआ है अपनी विजडम से, व्हेन ए सर्च पार्टी विल कम दे कैन टेक ए स्टेटमेंट ऑन ओथ। व्हाई यू डोंट हैव दैट पावर? बिकॉज द पार्लियामेंट एट देयर विजडम दे थॉट वी विल नॉट गिव द पावर। यू आर ए कमिश्नर empowered to your junior officer to go search and see, बस। लेकिन वो वहां पे जाके सम्मन लिखता, I so and so making an inquiry against you। वो थोड़ी इंक्वायरी कर रहा है, इंक्वायरी तो वो कर रहा है जिसने वो सर्च अथॉराइज की है। उसको तो सिर्फ एक ही मैंडेट दिया, उसको हनुमान जी बना के नहीं भेजा पूरा पहाड़ उठा लाना, उसको कहा गो सर्च एंड सी। लेकिन वो वहां जाके स्टेटमेंट रात को 3 बजे लिखता है और फिर एक 3 बजे सम्मन देता है, 5 बजे आ जाना। और ये वाइड स्प्रेड है। आप अपना सर्कुलर पढ़िए सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का, आई एम श्योर which is echo with the GST Council and every party is agreeing to that. पहली लाइन में लिखा हुआ है फरवरी 2021 में कि CBIC को और CVC को इतनी सारी रिपोर्टें आई हैं, इतनी कंप्लेंट कि सर्च में सर्च के प्रोविजन फॉलो नहीं करती। ये मैंने नहीं कहा, ये उनका पार्ट में लिखा हुआ है सर। उसके बाद आज भी कौन सा फॉलो हो रहा है? किसी सर्च में फॉलो नहीं होता। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा है कि आप स्टेटमेंट रिकॉर्ड करोगे तो ऐसा वीडियो कैमरा लगाओगे और उसकी 6 महीने तक रिकॉर्डिंग भी रखोगे। किसी ने किया आज तक? ना सेंटर ने किया, स्टेट में नहीं किया।
आप मेरे यहाँ आ जाइए, आप मेरे यहाँ
आपके यहाँ तो सर्च ही नहीं होती, हमारी प्रैक्टिस ही कम हो गई है कलकत्ता की। मैं तो 20 साल से कलकत्ता आता हूँ। आप तो इतने अच्छे ऑफिसर हैं सर, रियली आई एम सो हैप्पी एंड सो ग्लैड टू मीट यू।
मैं बताता हूँ मित्तल जी ने जो कहा मैं इससे बिल्कुल सहमत हूँ। देखिए आई एग्री बाय अंटेल। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल व्हाट इज द council, what the council has recommended has come out in the circular. As far as arrest is concerned, search is concerned, summon is concerned. Now again I tell you, the council never wanted in such a manner that the officers should be given a free hand and they should do whatever they like. That is never the intention. Even in the law committee when we discuss issues, we never say that the officers should be given such a free hand. But I am telling you, it is happening. Something wrong. It is definitely wrong. I go for search and seizure and with a summon I go and issue you a summon or I ask you and force you to pay through EIRC 03. That is wrong. It is something which is wrong. I accept that it is wrong. Now, how to correct it? It needs to be corrected. The circular has been issued, but still if someone doesn't comply with it, doesn't want to abide by it, then what do? You have the right forum, you are right, then you have to approve the court. But that is one way. Every person, every taxpayer cannot go to the court, Mr. Minister. This is from my side. You cannot ask everyone to approach the court.
Absolutely.
And my approach is plain and simple that I should not be asking the taxpayers to go to the court.
You
now,
are correct.
how to resolve it? I have to find out a medium. And that is why I say that officers at the top need to be proactive.
True.
I have told, see what I have done. आप मेरी बात जा करके बोलिए ना दूसरे राज्यों को। आप बोलिए कि खालिद साहब ऐसा करते हैं, आप ही करो। आप बोलिए कि उन्होंने, मैं गया बंगाल में, ऐसा मैंने देखा। आप बोलते हो बंगाल की, तो फिर जाओगे बाहर तो बंगाल की निंदा करोगे। बंगाल की तारीफ तो करो जो हम लोग करते हैं। आप करो ना बंगाल के बारे में अच्छाइयां बोलो जाकर बाहर में। लोग तो सुने कि बंगाल में क्या होता है। हम लोग सब जाते हैं, we are all the ambassadors of the state, but when we go out, we don't speak out. Nobody does. अरे जो अच्छी चीजें हैं बोलो ना, बोलने में क्या डर है? तो मैं कहता हूं, आप कभी बोले हो कि भाई बंगाल में मैं गया था, ऐसा मैंने देखा वहां पे कमिश्नर को? आप बोलोगे? नहीं बोलोगे। आप बोलो कि हाँ भाई मैंने देखा ऐसा भी बंदा है।
We promise, I will do it.
That is what I'm saying. How things will change? Things can change only
Together.
when you see and you show the people that this one particular state has done this, so others can do it.
True.
I'll give you one example. E-commerce में, e-commerce, Flipkart, Amazon जितने थे, all their suppliers basically they are virtual businesses there, right? They may be sitting in Bangalore, sitting in Mumbai, they apply for registration here. And if I ask him to be physically present, and if I ask him that you must produce the books of account, is it feasible? Is it feasible? Then what will happen? All of them are non-existent at the place of business. So all the registrations will get cancelled. You go and ask Flipkart and Amazon what I have done to them. You go and ask them. You ask your Flipkart people and Amazon people what I have done to them. I call them. This is what my officers were doing. They were cancelling. Then I called them by ho kya? I gave them a solution. I said that instead of getting registration in multiple places, don't do that. You take registration in one place, say one in this place. You apply for 500 registration, I don't mind. Keep one manager who will say that yes, if I get a notice on this name of the taxpayer, I will forward it to the respective taxpayer and within 24 hours I will put it forward. I said that all those taxpayers must have additional place of business as your warehouse. So that we put the line in his warehouse. You give to me that they are all registered committee and said that this is what Khalid Saab has done in Bengal, other states should follow. Now I get calls from other state commissioners कि भाई तुमने क्या कर दिया, ये क्यों कर दिया, तुमने लॉ कमेटी में नहीं लाया, मतलब क्यों लाऊंगा लॉ कमेटी? Why? Why should I do? Why should I bring it? I have done something which is legally possible and I have done it in the interest of the businesses. Why should everything go to the law committee? I said I will never. I have done this. And this is in the interest of my state and all the genuine businesses. If I have done anything wrong, you tell me. NASCOM went to the law committee and said कि भाई बंगाल ने ये कर दिया, आप भी करो. आप बोलिए ना ऐसे मित्तल साहब, बंगाल की तारीफ कीजिए जाकर, सब समझ में आएगा कि बंगाल में कैसे आएंगे. हम तो चाहते हैं कि अरे बंगाल में क्या है देखिए, हम लोगों ने गलत सब चीज बोलते हैं. आप यहाँ पे आओ, बिजनेस करो, तो बताता हूँ, अभी भी बोलता हूँ, आप मेरे पास प्रॉब्लम लेकर आओ, मैं उसका सोल्यूशन नहीं दिया तो आप बताओ. दैट इज हाउ थिंग्स विल वर्क, अदरवाइज इट विल नेवर. अब लॉ की बात है, उन्होंने कहा ना कि लॉ में इतने प्रोविजन है, ड्रैकोनियन सब चीजें, सारे लॉ तो आपके पहले वेबसाइट में दे दी गई. भाई these are the provisions, please offer your comments, this is the draft law. मित्तल साहब कितने कमेंट्स पर आपने मारे? मैं सोच, अब मैं गलत मत लेना, मैं कह रहा हूं कि all the whatever feedback was given, it was even after your feedback it was not accepted. Then in the wisdom of the law committee and the council it was not accepted. That's another thing. लेकिन हम अगर दे तो सजेशंस क्या है? आप अगर आज बोलोगे कि भाई 73, 74 जो भी है, 3 years, 5 years, आई एग्री, इतना लंबा टाइम पीरियड नहीं होना चाहिए था. अभी जीएसटी, अभी देखिए, अभी तो कुछ चलना ही सीखा है, थोड़ा दौड़ने का टाइम दीजिए. इनकम टैक्स लॉ ऐसे ही बड़ा नहीं हो गया, काफी बड़ा हो गया, अब तो बूढ़ा हो गया. अब ये लॉ तो अभी बेचारा चलना ही सीखा है, थोड़ा टाइम दीजिए. एक वक्त आएगा जब ये देखेंगे आप स्टेबल हो जाएगा, तो ये 3 साल 5 साल ऑटोमेटिकली कम होना है.
True.
क्योंकि दैट इज हाउ थिंग्स विल बी डन. इन फ्यूचर आई सी थिंग्स विल, मेनी थिंग्स विल गेट डन, बट इट कैन कम ओनली थ्रू हाउ फीडबैक्स. आपने कहा एनुअल रिटर्न की डेट बढ़ा दी, किसने बढ़वाया जरा पूछिए, यहाँ बैठे हैं सब, किसने माना?
मैं यही कह रहा, मेरा क्वेश्चन ये नहीं है डेट बढ़ा दिया, मैं कह रहा हूँ मंथली रिटर्न से आप उसको डेट को.
मित्तल साहब देखिए ना, मैं बता रहा हूँ, सुन लीजिए ना मुझसे. इतना बढ़ाने के लिए कहा, बढ़ाने के लिए क्या, लास्ट में लॉ कमेटी ने बोला कि और यार इनसे आप मांगो ही मत सर्टिफिकेट, रिकंसिलिएशन सर्टिफिकेट, चार्टेड का खत्म हो गया, खत्म करो. दैट इज व्हाट हैपेंड. लास्ट में बोला कि भाई जब आता है डेट तो बोलते हैं डेट बढ़ा दो. आई वाज टेलिंग ऑल द ICAI पीपल, डोंट डू दिस, ये खत्म हो जाएगा, ऐसा करोगे. वही हुआ. तो सवाल है कि देखिए, कुछ भी अमेंडमेंट्स, कुछ भी सर्कुलर्स जो हम लोग देते हैं, आई एग्री देयर आर नंबर ऑफ सर्कुलर देने के पीछे मकसद ये होता है कि भाई किसी भी तरह से अगर कुछ लिटिगेशन कम हो जाए तो चलो सर्कुलर दे, कुछ भी हो जाए. बहुत से अच्छे अच्छे काम हैं. मैं कहना खाली यही चाहता हूं कि आप जब हमारी बुराइयां गिनाएं तो मेरी अच्छाइयां भी दें. मैंने अगर 10 गलत काम किया है तो 20 अच्छे काम भी किए. तो आप मुझे खाली आईना जब दिखाओ तो दोनों चीजें दिखाओ कि ये अच्छा किया है आपने, ये गलत है, कुछ सुधारो. आपके साथ हमारा तकलीफ यही है कि आप जब बोलते हो तो सिर्फ बुराइयां दिखाते हो, अच्छाइयां आपको दिखती नहीं.
हम ये सोचते हैं सर, आपने 1 घंटा दिया है, हम अपनी ग्रीवेंसेस आपको बता दें 1 घंटे के अंदर.
देखिए अप्रोच में फर्क होता है.
आगे से करना, सर को बुलाएंगे, पहले हम लड्डू खिलाएंगे, उसके बाद करेंगे. यही गलती की है.
आप किसी को भी बुलाते हैं अपने घर में, पहले उसको अपनी बात जो कहनी है वो बाद में कहते हैं. पहले बोलते हैं क्या भाई चाय पी.
हाँ, ये देखो बताया, ये गलती ना ऑर्गेनाइजर की है, हमारी नहीं.
अपनी बात निकल के बाहर आए. अब आप क्या हो, इतना ब्लंट हो, ऐसा ब्लंट नहीं होना है. आप इसी के लिए आपके पास कोई जवाब नहीं देता आपको. सवाल है कि मैं देखिए, आप अपना अप्रोच थोड़ा सा बदल लीजिए. मेरे ख्याल से आपको, आपका जो है ना समस्या का समाधान आप जैसा चाहते हैं वैसे ही हो सकता है. आप अच्छी चीजें चाहते हैं, लेकिन खाली आपका, मेरा अपना मानना है, आई मे बी रॉन्ग, कि थोड़ा सा बोलने का स्टाइल आप बदल लीजिए. जैसे भरत भी कह रहे थे, थोड़ा सा मैं एग्रेसिव, उस वक्त कभी कभी मैं एग्रेसिव हो जाता हूँ दिखाने के लिए. मैं ऐसा नहीं कि मैं आई एम वेरी एग्रेसिव, because I have to tell my side of the story also, because you have listened to only the one side. So my side of the story, I was not aggressive because of Bharat. I wanted, because if I would not have been aggressive, you would not have listened to me. So that is what made me
नहीं मानता तो गलत. It is binding on the officer. Good, bad, ugly, I don't know. Circular may be wrong, may be illegal, but it is binding on the officer.
True.
Officer cannot say that I am not bound by the circular, or it is going against the executive. He cannot say all this. Officer has to follow what is said in the circular.
सर
That
इसमें
is-
सर्कुलर आते हैं उसको रूल्स में अमलगेमेट करते हैं.
फिर आप अगर ऐसी बातें कहेंगे ना, रूल्स में कर दीजिए, अरे जिसको नहीं मानना है वो रूल में भी कर दे. एक्ट में तो बोला है रीजंस टू बिलीव, अब तो लोग नहीं मानते. एक्ट में तो बोला है कि आप जब सर्च और सीजर करने जाओगे तो आप सम्मन नहीं दे सकते. अब करते हैं तो मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, उसको मुझे तो ठीक करना है. अब आप हर चीजें कितनी बार बोल दीजिएगा, बोलने के बाद भी लोग नहीं सुनेंगे तो आप क्या करेंगे.
कम से कम प्रैक्टिस को पढ़ने
अरे प्रैक्टिशनर वाह, हम पढ़े पूरी एक्ट और रूल तक किताब और आप पढ़ो खाली केस. वाह, ऐसा थोड़ी होता है.
So now,
इसको देख करके चलिए. लेकिन I must appreciate that it was I came to know a lot of things, and always when I have a discussion or debate with Mittalji, I always learn something new. And today Bharat was also there. Jatin is a very good friend of mine, so I always learn from him. So अब आप समाप्त कीजिए, बहुत देर हो गया.
so just I have one each question, one for Bharat and one from Sandeep Chatterjee. Bharat, as you know that we have about to complete 6th year of GST, but GST tribunal has not yet been set up. What is your view on this GST tribunal, and what is your view that how you are looking the GST litigation space in the near future?
This is, I think, an offshoot of the question that Mittal sir answered. Okay, how do you see GST litigation? Okay, you don't mind if I answer this, sir? Okay.
I'm not listening.
According to me, you're not listening very well. According to me, I think we are sitting at the tip of the iceberg. You are going to see so much litigation in GST in our country. Please buckle up. Please be ready. I am not saying this to scare you. It's a reality. It is not that something which is happening in our country. It is happening in the European Union also, when for the first time GST was introduced. As sir said rightly, it's a new law. Therefore, it will take some time for somebody to come at a conclusion that this is black or white. Today, with due respect to sir, neither this side nor that side knows what is right, what is wrong. It will take time. Income tax took about 60 years. Excise is a 44 Act. Customs is a 25 Act. We still see litigation today, even under excise, even under customs, after 100 years. This is only 6 years. Number one. Number two, please be aware that this is not one commissioner. Let me answer this for sir also. The problem that we are going to see in GST is center versus state and state versus state. This was a problem with European Union also. You can imagine if they can do it, we are masters. We are masters at everything. Where is the place of supply? Whether France will tax it or Germany will tax it. Okay. You are going to see a lot of litigation in place of supply. Please take it from me. Every state will want to tax it. This was a problem even under the sales tax regime, under the pre-sales tax era also. The matter went to the Constitution Bench judgment in Tisco's case. By a 4:1 majority, the Supreme Court has to come out with an answer saying where sale takes place is for the statute to determine or the court to determine. If a seller is sitting in Bombay, buyer is sitting in Calcutta, the agreement is signed in Hyderabad, the goods are in Chennai, and the goods have to be delivered in Delhi, and the goods will pass through 7 states. Which state will tax it? 2, 3, we are going to see, as we are currently seeing, a lot of litigation as far as input tax credit is concerned. Whether genuine, non-genuine is a different matter. I am not on that. Independent of that, a lot of litigation will be centered around input tax credit. 4, now I have to answer sir's question as far as GST tribunal is concerned. Please wait, sir. still assessments have not started. Whatever litigation that we have seen in the last 5 or 6 years are all court related. All petitions under 226. There are no statutory assessments, statutory appeals. Once statutory assessments start, once appeals start, once we have a tribunal in place. Today I have been told, sir, I don't know about West Bengal, today I was told in Maharashtra, the Joint Commissioner Appeals, which is one of the largest appellate section, has more than today, the Joint Commissioner Appeals, sir, there are only 3 of them, poor people, I pity them, 3 of them, they have more than 2,000 appeals pending today, and they are not in a position to dispose it off because they say, where will you go? Where will you go? Because, sir, rightly pointed out, not everybody can go to court. Rather, according to me, not everybody should go to court. A court, please note, should be your last resort, not your first resort. But unfortunately, it's exactly the other way as we stand today, as we have seen in GST. But please take it from me, litigation is going to increase in GST, and we are going to see a lot of litigation and it will take time for the dust to settle. I am reminded of the great Nani Palkiwala's word. If you see the foreword, his beautiful book on income tax, if you see his commentary, the last edition which he did, after that Dinesh Vyasji and Arvind Datar sir have been doing it. He says, this was somewhere in, I think last edition was about 2000 or something, or 2003 probably. He says the Indian Income Tax Act is a national shame. It has been amended over 3,000 times in 30 years. Imagine what will be the position of GST when in 6 years, I don't know how many amendments we have had. I am not even talking about rules, sir. I have not even gone to the rules, I have not even gone to the notifications, I have not even gone to the circulars, the trade clarifications, no. The statute, the Parent Act, if section 7 has to be amended, I think nothing goes beyond it, sir. If 7 has to be amended in 4 years, nothing goes beyond it.
True. Thank you. My last question to Sandeep Chatterjee, because you are into industry, what is your suggestion? You have seen, you have listened the discussion, practical aspects, and you have also tested the water in this last 6 years. What is your suggestion to decrease the compliance burden of GST for the industries?
As I said earlier also, let's try and make these rules and act simpler. So I know it's very difficult, it's very easy to say, but if things are kept simple, litigation will be lower, interpretation will be lower, and compliance will be better, because all of us are here to comply the law in a better way. I think if we can make it a bit simple, understandable, things will improve for betterment. And as the economy is growing, the revenue will continue to increase. And as Mr. Anwar said, the trust to the bigger taxpayer, trust to all the taxpayers should improve much better, so that litigation, the whole purpose is bring down litigation, make interpretation simpler so that everybody can follow and comply.
Thank you. So I think that every good thing has to have some end. I must say that it's my privilege to become a moderator of such a wonderful panelist. And I believe that the entire audience must have been benefited by the deliberations, arguments, counter arguments. We have learned a lot. Thank you once again to all the panelists for taking time out. Now I hand over the proceedings to Neeraj Arodia.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Pulak sir. Friends, a big round of applause for all our panelists and moderators. the way this entire discussion is getting concluded in such a big positive way, where खाली सर has requested as a बहू अपनी सास को कि भैया आप खाली हमारी बुराई मत देखिए, अच्छाई भी देखिए. So I think this note will definitely go in a long way, and definitely whenever we work, so we have to work as a team, either on a government side, either on SSC side, so all the way. We are very much thankful to other panelists also for deliberating their inputs. Friends, let me inform all of you that we are going to have a certificate course organized by our association. This certificate course will from 10th July 2023 to July 21, 2023. Our topics are there which will be covered, and this is virtual certificate course, and all the faculties are from across India. They all are very renowned and they are very much expert in their subject. So I request each one of you, and sir, let me tell you, today in the morning our Honorable Justice told that there are so many females are now participating in these kind of sessions. So let me tell you, today there are many articles assistants have also attended this seminar, and they all are at the age of 20-21. So I think jab tak GST budha hoga, so they will always remember these kind of sessions, that the initial years of GST, how we have discussed and how in detail we have gone. So I will request each one of you to publicize this program, and I'll also request all our chartered accountants to make aware their articles about these kind of certificate courses, so that they can benefit. And one more thing, what I'll take it from today, what Khali sir told, that whenever any officer come to his chamber, he is asking him to bring the law. I think this is need of the hour. Please, chartered accountants, ask your article to purchase the law, not the time when they have to give exam. Please ask them to purchase the law the day they register with you. If we will not make this as a culture, believe me, after 10 years, we will not see anyone who is going to read the law and interpret the law. So now I will request my colleague C. Rasmi Chaucharia to present vote of thanks.
Thank you, Neeraj. It's my immense pleasure to witness this kind of panelist and have this sort of discussion. And sir, I must appreciate Mr. Khalid sir, आपके presence, and you were the one man from the department, and we all here are for the SSCs and the taxpayers, and you have so very well हम लोग सब एकदम स्तब्ध रह गए आपकी बातें सुन करके. So I must say that we have much to take away from this session, and so takeaways है हम लोग सबका same ही motive है, that genuine taxpayers should not suffer and tax evaders should not be encouraged. Let's all work together with this positive attitude and help the economy grow, so that our India could also grow. With this, I would like to take the opportunity to thank extend my sincere thanks to all the expert speakers and panelists for sharing their valuable insights with us. And also I would like to thank all the delegates who have made this, who have listened to the panelists and who have participated in these discussions and making this event a true learning experience. Last but not the least, I would also like to thank the organizers, the ACA team, GST Conclave team, Tarun Bhaiya and Bankaji, who have day and night worked for this event, and I would request all of you to give a big applause for this opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you for thank you for your participation and contribution towards making this event a grand success. Let's all please request all of you to join for the group photograph. All the executive committee members and office bearers.
ACAI office bearers, executive committee members, GST organizing team, past presidents.